Hi students, welcome to first year accountancy class. In our previous class, we have learnt about accounting process. In this class, we are going to discuss about advantages of accounting. See, as part of accounting process, we have learnt that accounting involves so many stages: identifying, recording, classification, then analyzing, then interpretation. So many steps are there. That means really the management and the accountants are putting a lot of efforts in recording all the business transactions. Already I told you that this accounting job cannot be performed at free of cost. We need to establish so many things. We have to pay salaries to the accounting staff. We require some establishment like computers. Lot of stationery is to be spent. So after all, why we have to do all these things? Even if you put efforts, do we have any advantages after completion of this accounting process? That we are going to discuss. Why every organization insists or maintains an accounting department in their organization. They appoint experts. They give a lot of importance to accounting. Every small or big organization, everywhere there should be some accounting. Why? Why so? What are the advantages we derive from the accounting? Because when we are spending a lot of money and so many efforts are being put in, a lot of hard work is done behind accounting. Naturally, we expect some favorable points, some benefits out of that. So that we are going to discuss. What are the advantages of accounting? Very important for 5 marks. This is also. Previous question accounting process and this advantage of accounting is also very important for 5 marks. So the first advantage of accounting is permanent and reliable record. Permanent and reliable record means whatever is happening in your business organization, any monetary transaction taking place in your organization, you are recording in the books in a systematic manner. So by following proper accounting system called double entry system. What is double entry system? Next, after few classes I will be explaining. So by following that, we are systematically recording the business transactions. When each and everything which has got some money worth is recorded into the books of accounts, quite naturally it will be acting as a permanent record. Like for example, you see, you are studying in this college for the year 2020 to 2022. 2 years you are studying in intermediate and you are paying college fees at various times. So you are given the receipt. So the college has got that receipt book and that entry also there in the books of accounts. So quite naturally there will be an evidence, there will be a record that on so and so dates the student has paid fees. On so and so dates the lecturers were paid salaries. On so and so dates the electricity bill was paid. On so and so dates the rent was paid. Like that for various payments and various receipts, various deposits of money into the bank, everything is recorded. So it remains us with permanence. Those books will be with us till we destroy them. And reliable. What do you mean by reliable? Which you can believe. Reliable means जिस पे आप भरोसा कर सकते. So quite naturally, as all the accounting transactions are recorded based on a material documentary evidence, as I told you in the previous class, that we have to search for the counterfoils, vouchers, receipts, invoice. Based on that, we make the record of entry, business transaction in the books. So because the entries are recorded, because the business transactions are recorded only after a proper evidence, the information is much reliable. the information provided by the accountants is 99% original. It is not going to be manipulated. It will not mislead you. Clear? So all the accountants will record the transactions only after their occurrence. They never write the imaginary transactions. So for example, if a student pays 5,000 rupees fees, our accountant will write only 5,000 entry. Cash account letter to college fees account, 5,000 rupees only they will write. They don't write 15,000. Because if they write 15,000, the receipt will be only for 5,000. This should match, no? Because we are not making the entries without any evidence. With evidence we are making the entries. So that evidence must match. Okay. So when the receipt book is saying that the student has paid 5,000, so you have to make the entry for 5,000 only. You can't make more than that or it is less than that. That is the reason all the accounting information provided by the accountants of any organization is reliable. That means we can believe that. So that is the first advantage. Accounting provides us permanent and reliable record. The second advantage is net result of business operations. What do you mean by net result of business operations? What is the net result? Profit or loss. When you write your exam, what is the net result? Pass or fail. Percentage does different. First class, second class, third class, that is different. Distinction, rank. Okay, but ultimately, how do we decide? Pass or fail. Similarly, when you carry out some business activities, what is your net result? The result is profit or loss. So how do you prepare how do you know this? How come the accountant reveals profit or loss? How do you know the profit or loss after accounting? As yesterday I told, we prepare a profit and loss account. Okay. For knowing the result of business operations, we prepare profit and loss account. The other day I have shown you. What do we write in a profit and loss account? On the credit side, we write all incomes. Okay. Debit side, expenses. If your income is more than the expenditure, naturally you will get profit. Yesterday I have shown you. Suppose your income is 1 lakh, expenditure is 60,000. So your profit is 40,000. Okay. So this is what called as net result of business operations. So every accountant has to prepare profit or loss account or profit and loss account in which we record all the expenses and all the incomes earned by the firm in a particular financial period, particular time period, and by totaling, by summarizing, we will come to know that 1 lakh is the income, 60,000 is the expenditure. The other day I have shown you the formula, income minus expenditure will give you profit. If it is reverse case, you will get loss. If expenditure is more than income, you will get loss. So that's how accounting helps you to find out the net result of business operations. Then, ascertainment of financial position. Ascertainment of financial position. In my previous class, I have explained you how you decide or how you ascertain the financial position. How do you conclude one's financial position? How do you judge one's financial position? Based on the liabilities and assets. Even in common parlance also we use this. He is so rich person, he is sound party. Okay. How? Based on his assets. He has got so much of land, so many buildings, so many vehicles. Then we say that he is very rich person. So similarly, every business organization will have certain assets. What are the assets? Furniture, machinery, computers, land, building, loose tools, goodwill, all these are our assets. Liabilities, creditors, bills payable, capital, all called as liabilities. So that financial position is ascertained by preparing the balance sheet. So every accountant will prepare a balance sheet. So we write assets on the right hand side, liabilities on the left hand side. Okay, बैलेंस शीट में लेफ्ट हैंड साइड liabilities लिखते, right hand side assets लिखते. So that shows you the financial position, how strong your financial position is. Okay, next, facilitates comparative study. What do you mean by comparative study? Comparing two different quantities. Okay, like normally students compare the marks. Like quarterly they have got 60 marks, half yearly they got 70 marks. They compare. They say that compared to quarterly, I got 10 more marks. In 10th class, I got only 70%. Intermediate first year, I got 90%. So there is great improvement in the percentage of marks. You can compare so many things: weight, height, marks, income. Okay, how you can compare? When you have the two quantities to compare, then only we can go for comparative study. When you have quarterly marks and half yearly marks, we can compare. If you have only half yearly marks, you can't compare. If I know what my income was in 2019 and what my income is 2020, then I can compare. Then I will say that due to COVID, my income has decreased, like that. College, if college knows that last year the number of admissions were 400, this year the number of admissions are 600, then we can say that this year college has got 200 more admissions compared to last year. So how we are able to compare? When you have got two quantities. So similarly here also, the accounting data, as we prepare profit and loss account and balance sheet for every year, so the past data will enable you to compare the performance of the business organization and profitability of the business organization and the financial position. Last year what was the profit? Current year what is the profit? Whether profit increased or decreased. Such type of comparative study you can do with the help of accounting. Then comes control over assets. Control over assets means safeguarding the assets of the organization. What are your assets? Furniture, okay, computers, then air conditioners, machinery, okay. All these things you can control. How do we control? What is the relation between accounting and the controlling of assets? Very simple. As part of accounting, as we maintain the record of every asset, we can check. For example, as we know, in Srimedavi College, we have got 250 benches. If you maintain the record, suppose after few days, if there are only 225 benches, so we can catch the security person, we can inquire what happened to the 25 benches. In the month of November, we had 250 benches. In the month of December, we have got only 225 benches. So where have the 25 benches gone? We can ask. Suppose if you do not have the record of 250 benches, if you do not have the evidence of 250 benches, how can you identify the theft? Or how can you know the quantity? So it becomes very difficult. Similarly, for example, in college office, say you received 50,000 rupees fees from the students, but next day morning if you have seen, there were only 5,000 rupees. So what happened to the 45,000? If you know that, if you don't know that, cash received was 50,000, that was not written in the books of accounts. So can you find out the fraud? No. So cash will be misappropriated, somebody will steal, computers चोरी हो जाते, furniture चोरी हो जाता, cash चोरी हो जाता. So that is the reason accounting is very much important. So by recording the assets and their worth in the balance sheet, we can maintain our accounts properly. We can maintain our assets properly. So if anything happened to our assets and we have lost some of them, got some damage, somebody has stolen, we can inquire into the things. Then performance evaluation. Performance evaluation means how every department is working, how every employee is working. Because the performance is recorded, no? Like for example, I am teaching in commerce. So college will have the record. Every year what is the result? How many students have got 99 marks? Okay. How many students have passed in first division? how many students have failed, all that record will be there. So by this, they will understand how best I am teaching or how bad I am teaching. That is what called performance evaluation. So similarly, in various business organizations also, we record what every worker is manufacturing, how many number of units he is manufacturing, how many hours he is working. So based on that, we decide whether the employee is working in a better manner or not. Okay. Next comes helps management. What is management? Getting the things done through others. You have to see that the employees of your organization are performing various activities to achieve the goal. So in the process of management, the managers, the boss, the superiors require lot of information to take decisions. Who is working good, who is working bad, what is to be purchased, what is to be sold, what are the decisions to be taken, what are the measures to be taken to overcome our problems. So for all these things, you require a lot of information. That information is provided by accounting. Then comes evidence. What is evidence? Proof that something has taken place. So all the accounting data, whatever you have recorded, vouchers, receipts, cash books, bills, receipts will act as evidence in the court. Suppose someone filed a case that you have not paid salary, you have not paid electricity bill, you have not paid some money. So in your accounting books, with respect to the transaction, you will have the entry, you will have the record that you can show as evidence in the court. For example, you pay the electricity bill, one unfortunate day electricity department cuts your service. They will say that your service is terminated because you have not paid the electricity bill. But we know that we have paid. How do you prove that? So in your accounting books, there will be the entry on so and so date with the check number so and so, the electricity bill was cleared. So you take that document, submit to the office, it will be cleared. Like some dispute is going on between your company and the other company, some customer. So if someone files a case, so in the court, you can submit the accounting record as evidence so that you can prove yourselves that you are not wrong. Got it, no? So these are the advantages of accounting.